business individual? Are you engaged in a trade or business? Well, if you're like most others, you're going to quickly say yes. However, your particular enterprise is not likely to be the trade or business defined in the tax code. Moreover, you may be working for yourself, but you're probably not self-employed. I'm going to break down the common wordage used so you can see the deception that's going on in the code. Under our 26 U.S. Code, which is the subsection 1402, in the definitions, Part A, net earnings from self-employment. The term net earnings from self-employment means the gross income derived by an individual from any trade or business, carried on by such individual, less the deductions allowed by the subtitle, which are attributable to such trade or business. So what's a trade or business? Well, if you go to the definition section, 7701, the 26th definition is trade or business. It says the term trade or business includes the performance of the function of a public office. Okay, includes the performance of a function of a public office. According to CFR 2772.11, the term includes, including, do not exclude things not enumerated which are in the same general class. So it does not exclude anything in the same class. Therefore, when it says includes the performance of the function of a public office, it must be the same like class. Thus, when we read that the term trade or business includes the conduct of the function of a public office, we know that the proper legal meaning of a public office has to do with an official federal entity of some sort that has the very same characteristics. We cannot guess that it may mean something else of our own choosing. Public office has no specific coded meaning, so we go to the common law meaning, which is power to exercise some portion of sovereign function of government. It is clear that the public office defined in the federal tax code is directly connected to a federal government function. It certainly is not related to private enterprise, as that we would be outside of that class. And from the corresponding Treasury regulations, we see that trade or business is further explained in subsection 6041. That's where it says information at source, payment of 600 or more, all persons engaged in a trade or business and making payments in the course of such trade or business to another person shall render a true and accurate return. So to summarize, so far we have self-employment, which means trade or business, which means the function of a public office. Okay, so with the 1099 forms, you got things like 1099 miscellaneous, which has wording like, report on form 1099 miscellaneous only when payments are made in the course of your trade or business. There's the 1099 interest form. It says report interest payments made in the course of your trade or business, including federal, state, and local government agencies. There's the new 1099K form. I'm going to go into that a little bit more. That's the one that has to do with payment card transactions, third-party network transactions known as merchant providers, things like PayPal. The IRS wanted to get their hands on all that eBay cash, so they passed this piece of work here. The reporting suggests 20,000 or more a year, or a total of 200 more transactions annually, instead of just the 600 more from an individual person. Even though that is the still true reporting, they're using this to get the people like PayPal to snitch on people when they're not supposed to be reporting at all. The code on the 1099K will say things like including other governmental units. The term person includes any governmental unit or any agency or instrumentality thereof. It goes on to point out that in the case of a payment card transaction, any governmental unit or instrumentality who accepts a payment card as payment, and in the case of a third-party network transaction, any governmental unit and any agency or instrumentality thereof who accepts payments from a third party settlement organization in settlement of such transactions. Reporting requirements under section 6041. If a person is engaged in a trade or business and in the course of that trade or business pays $600 or more, that's the wordage. The same wordage is used as the other 1099s. So if you put all that together, you get any person, government unit, or government unit doing government business pays you $600 or more is reportable. So if you're selling watches to private citizens and not governmental officials who are buying products to fulfill a government contract, that's not in the course of trade or business, otherwise known as self-employment income. So, now that we've made our point on what 1099s actually apply to, I'm going to show you how you might file a return to correct the assumption claim made on the 1099 that you had federal connected earnings. You'll need a blank 1099-K form or other 1099 blank form. You'll need a affidavit of non-federally privileged statement to attach to it, and a 1040 form. Now, PayPal or whatever merchant account service, credit card transaction, people, third-party network, whatever you have, will send you at the end of the year a 1099-K. If you're doing eBay type business or any other internet stuff, they'll put their name, information, amounts accordingly. Okay, you do not want to file that with your 1040. So you take a blank 1099, you mark corrected, you put the payer's information here, your information here. I put asterisks in there. I'm not going to put amounts, 0, and then on the second bottom half, you put your non-federally privileged statement that applies. You fill out your 1040 accordingly. If you have no other amounts and it's just 0, then you're just going to put all zeros. You might have some other things that were taxable, other incomes, actual taxable incomes, so you'll put those down. Can't tell you how to fill out a 1040 because everyone's going to be different. Some of them will be all zeros, some might have $5 worth of taxable interest on something or whatever. I can't really tell you, but the amount right here is 0 for that 1099. Okay, all zeros. That's why at the end of the day it's going to say 0 owed. Here's a 4852, that's for filing your W-2s. We'll do that in the next video. But here are some examples of what this filer would have done with his 1099 miscellaneous. All zeros. Okay, you just put in all the zeros, put a statement at the bottom. Here's his statement pertaining to the 1099 miscellaneous. Alright, so you put your statement in the bottom half of the page, reprint it with the 1099 on the top half so that there's nothing defacing this form. You only put the information and the numbers. Do not scratch anything out. You do not write any dumb shit on this form. A few months after everything's filed and they get the data entered, you can file for an account transcript. It is the record of everything that shows that they have filed it and accepted it. You can see down here, tax return filed on that date for a 0 amount. And these zeros right here, your balance, tax return, taxable income, they're admitting it's all zeros. End of deal, done, accepted, end of story. Red squid, suck my ass. Okay, it's not like they're not going to catch up to you. This is their acceptance because it is the truth. Read this book. It'll go over in detail everything you ever needed to know, everything you wanted to know, stuff you don't need to know. But it's all in there, including how to fill out W-2s and 1099s in general to file to answer to those stupid accusations made on the information returns so that you are not liable for them and you don't pay for them. That's the key to the whole damn thing. Not leaving it open to, true, you could just never file and they may never even talk to you and not care. If it's for enough amount, they will care. And then they'll come after you and say that you didn't file, and if you tell them to go to hell, they'll start looking for ways to steal your money illegally, trust me. So give them a chance to even put that foot in the door, answer to the damn thing, file it so that it's done deal 0 cents.